This is scenario 1, creating blocking flow using MAC addresses. So I chose switch 4, table, ID priority, then I'm going to choose source MAC, destination MAC. The source MAC is going to be host 1, switch 4, and the destination MAC is going to be host 1, switch, host 2, switch 1. So, and the action is drop. I'm going to send a request. So basically I'm blocking the flow from this switch, from this host to this host. Let's see. When we ping all, host 1 switch 4 and host 2 switch 1, it's blocked. Let's see host 2 switch 1. Yes, it worked. This is scenario 2, create a blocking flow using IP addresses. So I'm going to choose Ethernet type, IPv source, IPv destination, and the Ethernet type is 0x0800, and the source is first host, second switch, and the destination is second host, fourth switch, and the action is drop. And we're gonna send before we're gonna ping all. Nothing happened. Then after we send a request, we're gonna ping again. So from the host 2 switch, host 1 switch 2, it's blocked. Host 2 switch 4, and host 2 switch 4, it's blocked on host 1 switch 2. So for the scenario 3, I'm going to create a blocking flow with multiple criteria. I chose HTTP protocol with this port 80, TCP destination port, and the IPv4 source is the machine, the host from switch 3, this host from switch 3, and the destination is switch 1 from switch 1, host 1. And the Ethernet type is IPv4. This is the writing for IPv4, 0, 1, and priority 100. Then we chose action drop, or otherwise we can write this command in the terminal of Mininet, add flow on switch 3, priority 100, Ethernet type is IPv4, this writing, source is switch 3, host 1, and destination is switch 1, host 1, the port 80, and the action drop. Then we're going to open a terminal. We're going to try if the protocol works or not. And we're going to choose host 1 switch 2. We're going to open the HTTP server of each host, and we're going to try the protocol with telnet. So the ping is going to be from host 1 to host, it's okay too. It's working, connected, the HTTP protocol is working, but when we telnet the switch 3 host 1, it's not working. It's not working here. And when we telnet, let me change the switch. It's working on switch 3 from another host, but only on switch 1 is not working. So we're going to ping all to test the reachability. As we can see, from host 1, switch 1 to host 1, switch 3, it's not reaching. And here's switch 3, host 1, and host 1, switch 1. it's not reaching, so it worked. So for the scenario 4, I'm creating a flow based on VLAN. So in my way, I'm going to create VLAN 100 and VLAN 200. The 100 is going to be for these machines, these hosts on each switch, host 1 for each switch, and the VLAN 200 is on each switch for the second hosts, these hosts, so they can connect with each other on the same VLAN. So to do this, I'm going to create some commands. I started already doing some commands, assign and tag 100 for each Ethernet 1 to each switch, and tag 200 for Ethernet 2 to each switch. So I'm going to speed up the video because it's too long, the work. Then I'm going to explain the commands that I used. Now, after being done with the configuration, I want to accomplish the test from host 1, for example, belong to switch 1. It's gonna ping host 2, host 1, switch 2. It's working because it's the same hosts, host 1 and switch. The switch is different but the same host. All the host 1 can connect with each other. Host 1, for example, host 1, switch 3, ping host 1, switch 2. It succeeded, but when we ping the host 2, it doesn't work. For example, host 2, switch 3 also, or 4. It doesn't work from the host 1 to host 2, no matter what switch it is. But host 2, switch 2, for example, ping host 3, host 2, switch 3. It's working. Now we're gonna ping all. As we can see, the host 2 are not working. It's not reaching host 2. Here also it's not reaching host 2. All the host 1 don't reach host 2, no matter what switch they come from. Now host 2 can't reach host 1. All the host 1 can't be reached from host 2. That's because I configured it that way. All the host 1 can reach only host 1 on all the switches with host 1, and host 2 can only reach host 2 via VLAN 200 and the host 1 via VLAN 100. So this is the result, and it worked. So after this test, I want to clarify more. So what happened basically, and we're gonna see first the tags that I added, tag 200 on all the Ethernet 2 of switches, and tag 100 on all the Ethernet 1 of switches, and the address configurations and everything. The trunks also. Here are the trunks. So basically what I did was I created a VLAN here for the hosts 1, all the hosts 1 to connect each other from switch 1 to switch 4. These parts connect with each other, and these hosts connect with each other on VLAN 200 and those on VLAN 100. That's what I did. That's the clarification.